I think the girls with their nails done now.
Welcome to another video, and in this one we have got another challenge video. So of course, as you've seen before, I've already done two previous challenge videos for 100 kill games before this one. The first being a no specializations challenge on the ZK, and second of all being a no HUD 100 plus game. And now today in this video we have got a 100 plus game, in fact 120 kills with the M3 grease gun, trying to do the no Hipfire challenge. So this was just so fun to do, and you'll see from this gameplay, I don't know how, but I managed to hit 75 to 80 kills by the 30-minute mark, being up there with one of the fastest 100 kill games that I've done ever. So I don't know how the heck that happened, but as you can see, I went and chose the M3 grease gun simply because look how close the crosshairs are there together when you've gone with those Hipfire specializations as well. I haven't compared it statistically to all the other guns in the game, but from my own experience, just from playing this one game and hitting the 120 kills, I do think this is the best Hipfire gun in the game in terms of how close the crosshairs are together and the most amount of range you can get with the gun. But make sure you do stick around and watch the full video, because there's only 5 or 6 clips in this video because of how long I was staying alive in this game. I was hitting 10 to 20 kills per clip, basically. So do stick around and watch, because there's just some really fun and crazy streaks. I literally have never had so much fun doing a challenge video. And I honestly, when I've tried aiming in with this gun in a normal game after doing this challenge, there's literally no point in aiming in. You can get as much range with the Hipfire as you can while aiming in, and the recoil pattern when you aimed in with the suppressor on, and obviously you're not having the accuracy specializations, there's just no point in aiming in with a gun. It's that good at Hipfire, and it gets as good accuracy at range when using Hipfire. So yeah, I couldn't believe this challenge, and it was very fun, as you can tell. And of course, I wouldn't normally go with a suppressor on the grease gun, because I do like to have the gun loud, because I want enemies to hear where I'm shooting from, so the enemies come to me rather than me go to them. And it is more of a challenge when enemies know where you are, but at the end of the day, if you want to reach those high kill games, you've got to find as many enemies in any game you play, and therefore I want to be loud so that the enemies will come to me, so I can potentially get more kills. But of course, I went with a suppressor, as doing this challenge was going to be a lot harder doing Hipfire. And I guess one of the main problems that, like I said with the no HUD challenge, where you can't see this and that, and there's loads of problems that having no HUD caused, which obviously made it a challenge. The main challenge obviously being with Hipfire, one, obviously you can't aim in, but two, the main thing as well is you can't lean. You literally can't lean. I don't know if you can't, yeah, because you have to aim in to auto lean as well. So you can't lean anywhere, which means you can't make your body as small as possible. And this means that, to come around a corner, you have to expose at least half of your body so that you can at least get the gun sticking out enough to be able to shoot back at enemies. So yeah, that was a massive challenge in this, and that is why you'll see one, I was using the suppressor so that people couldn't see where I was shooting from. They couldn't see the hit markers on their screen, which gave me an extra second or two to be able to fire shots at them. And you will also see me crouched running around for the majority of the game, because when you crouch or lie down, those crosshairs are going to move closer together and make it a lot more accurate. And for some reason, when you do crouch with the grease gun, it makes it way more accurate, to the point where you can literally 30 to 50 meters tap fire, hip fire, and get really easy kills. And you'll see throughout this game in these clips, I'm going to hit some very long range kills, and it's going to be very accurate, literally hitting every single bullet. But of course, when I am firing at long range, to avoid that constant recoil pattern and moving around, I am just doing tap fire. So, but yeah. But there isn't really that much more to say about this challenge. It's very simple. It's simply 100 plus kills, and of course, being Hipfire only. You will see in one of the clips at some point in this video, I do aim in for half a second, and the bullet which I do fire while aimed in does get a kill. So I was fighting really hard and struggling to not aim in when enemies were like aggressively pushing me and jumping on the screen and trying not to aim in. So that was the only time in this game I did get 1 kill as a result of 1 bullet being aimed in. But at the end of the day, this was 120 kill game, so I did well over 100 kills with just hipfire. So the challenge is well and truly complete. And I believe this is the clip here where you'll see me aim in now and get 1 kill. Yep, so that happened, but again, 120 kills, so I've more than made up for that. But yeah, so in terms of other challenge ideas which I've come up with, you will have seen on the community tab I put a post out with a challenge to do 100 kills where I change to a different class and a different gun with every single death. That is still in progress. I haven't had much time to try and do that. I have tried a few games and that is proving to be the hardest challenge which I've chosen to do so far. But if you do have any challenge ideas for 100 plus kill games, or any just other challenge ideas in general that you obviously want me to see me try and do, then do leave a comment under this video, and I'll reply to you and see if that is even remotely possible. So let's see how hard of a challenge you can put up for me. So speaking further on this game, you will see I am trying to get behind the enemy and flank the enemy as much as possible. The suppressor is going to help me a lot in that regard, because the enemies won't see the hit markers. They won't see that they're getting shot from behind, and they'll think they're getting shot from in front of them, where the rest of my team is going to be at the choke point. So the main goal to reach that 100 kill game was simply flanking as much as possible. 1, taking advantage there of the suppressor, like I said, but 2, because I can't aim in and I can't lean around corners to win gunfights, I need to basically not go into gunfights as much as possible and take enemies out by surprise, as easy as possible. So flanking and being behind the enemies meant that the enemies weren't going to be seeing me or shooting back at me as much as possible, and it gave me the best chance to get as close as possible to them as well, to get as many kills. You can also see from this clip how I managed to stay alive so long and get so many good long clips with long kill streaks is simply by good positioning, pushing out to the right here. Look, there's loads of people in the tram there, but because I pushed out to the right, it's basically just they can't see me. So it's simple things like that, rather than pushing out through the middle of the doorway where they were aiming. I had a bit of smoke there to help me, but little things like that has meant I've been able to push through and take on 5 to 10 enemies, and go on a very long clip. Like the rest of this clip now is going to go on for like another 2 minutes. So I'm literally going to start from this side of the map, and I'm going to work my way around the back of the enemies and take out as many enemies as I can all the way to the other side. And you'll see some really long range, really nice clips in here, as well as some tap firing for some really nice headshots in just a second. But I'm not going to speak any more on the rest of this video. I want to let the last 2 minutes play out so you can have a little bit of immersion in what it was like for me playing it. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed. Please smash the like for me. Subscribe if you're a regular viewer and aren't subscribed yet. Leave a comment for any challenges you want to see. And yeah, I will see you on the next video.
Love